Good news, the unemployment rate is down as more people enter the workforce. A violent outbreak in an informal settlement in Johannesburg after not being told that their illegal water connections were being disconnected. And at least 35 people have died after a man drove his car into them in China. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
South Africa's unemployment rate has decreased by 1.4 percentage points to 32.1% in the third quarter. Stats SA's Risenga Maluleka says there were about 294,000 more people who were employed in the third quarter than in the second. He adds that employment increased in all sectors during the period under review, except in private households where it decreased by 32,000 jobs.
If there are movements in the number of the employed in the positive, like if there's an increase in the number of the employed and there's a decrease in the number of the unemployed, we are likely to see the unemployment rate decreasing.
It's because of this that a case of public violence has been opened against residents of Pumla Kashi in Gauteng. The residents allegedly attacked JMPD officials. They were accompanying Joburg water officials who were cutting illegal water connections in the area. Residents say they were not informed about the water cuts, which is why they resisted the operation.
We are the voter. We are the voter. We got the right. They must give us water. You understand? Yeah, we're going to back on strike every time.
During the operation, the team was met with hostility and pelted with stones, resulting in damage to 3 Joburg water vehicles and 1 security vehicle. JMPD officers used rubber bullets to disperse the volatile crowd, and the operation was subsequently halted. A case of public violence will be opened at Lenasia South SAPS.
The Pretoria High Court has ruled in favour of one of the accused in the Senzo Meyiwa trial to be released from solitary confinement. Ntobisi Ngube approached the court arguing that his detention in the CMAX section of the Kgosi Mampuru prison since 2020 is unconstitutional. The application was also supported by his co-accused Fisokuhle Ntuli, who also complained about the conditions behind bars. Ntuli says he has been incarcerated in solitary confinement since March 2023. The court has struck Ntuli's application off the roll for a lack of urgency. The two are part of 5 men arrested in connection with the murder of the Bafana captain 10 years ago.
The same cannot be said for the second applicant. Although he says that he is also the victim of the same allegedly inhumane circumstances in CMAX, his continued incarceration falls within the 4 walls of the Correctional Services Act 11 of 1998.
Sedibeng police have uncovered a suspected human trafficking operation during a raid at a Daleside factory in Gauteng. Officers say inside the factory on Eland Street, Malawian workers were found relabeling expired pilchards, changing old dates from 2021, 2022 to fake expiry dates of 2026. The workers, all suspected victims of human trafficking, have been detained by police who believe the factory owner is linked to the operation. Keeping the country moving, Transnet says the country's ports are expected to receive a boost when equipment to deal with delays is rolled out. Cape Town and Durban have experienced heavy delays caused by incompetence and aging equipment. Transnet Group COO Solly Letswalo says they've invested more money to improve the turnaround time at the ports.
And you will see the same situation where investment that we should have done some years ago is now due. And now we need to invest to catch up on the maintenance of the network of the rail line, the signaling system, and all other parts of our rail network and ports need to be updated, and the update that should have been done in the past.
Transport Minister Barbara Creecy has met with the Western Cape government to ensure operations are improving at the Port of Cape Town. The provincial government said the operational challenges were costing apple and pear farmers more than 20,000 rand per hectare. Creecy says they're ready for a productive fruit import and export season this summer. Ibrahim Rasool will be returning to Washington for a second stint as the country's ambassador. His appointment comes at a critical time as the US prepares to usher in a new Republican government in January.
A former Western Cape Premier and the current chairperson of the Development Bank of South Africa, Ibrahim Rasool served as South Africa's ambassador to the US between 2010 and 2015, when Barack Obama was in the Oval Office. Now he will head to the US under a second Donald Trump administration. Minister Ronald Lamola says the president believes Rasool is the right man to engage both Democrats and Republicans.
The president had to appoint someone who will be able to engage with the various think tanks in the US and the other important platforms that influence US foreign policy.
Following a recent visit to the US, Lamola says the relationship with a new government will be tricky on a number of issues.
We think that the challenges we will be able to confront, engage, and find a mutual beneficial solution.
AGOA, Africa's duty-free trade agreement with the US, will again be up for consideration next year. Lindsay Dentlinger, Eyewitness News.
A 62-year-old man has been arrested after his vehicle ploughed into a crowd outside a stadium in the city of Zhuhai. Police say at least 35 people have been killed. Many were struck while exercising. It took place despite heightened security in the city, which is hosting a major civil and military air show. China has seen a spate of violent attacks on members of the public in recent months. The city of Cape Town says it's going to police up tourist hotspots across the city ahead of the busy December holidays. This is part of the municipality's festive season readiness program to keep visitors and locals safe.
For the mountain itself, we are deploying from 4 o'clock in the morning up until 12 o'clock during the day, and then again from 12 till 8 o'clock in the evening. We are deploying a total of 32 law enforcement officers, 7 Metro Police officers, as well as 7 traffic officers.
And we leave you of these images of extreme weather. The Philippines has issued fresh weather warnings as the 5th major storm in 3 weeks is expected to hit. It comes days after thousands were evacuated ahead of Typhoon Taraji. But tropical storm Usagi is now just 2 days away from the largest and most populous island and gaining strength.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.